Give it up for Lau. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited to be your host for the second section. And guess what? Today we're gonna discuss about one of the secrets, right? Gonna help you to finish up and to qualify the San Diego qualification. And congratulations all the qualification, all the people who already make it to halfway. And this section right here gonna help you to finish up the other half, right? And this is gonna be the top secret, and we're gonna learn together by interview the top performance and the one who already qualified and going to qualify San Diego qualification, right? And we're gonna get into the panel, right? And I'm gonna be the host. I'm gonna be interview some top leaders and some top performers in topic of going out and networking, right? Because the best way to book me and read, guess what? It has to be networking, and because of that, you have full control of your business. You have full control of your, if you want to do it, you do it, right? So let's bring up our speakers for tonight, right? Our panel speaker for tonight. And can I have our speaker raise your hand so that we can spotlight you guys? Woo! 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 Let's go. Wow. Look at this. Look at our speaker, man. This is the top leader, and you see them every day on the group chat. You see them fire up. You see them booking so many meet greets, right? So first of all, let's say about a little bit about your results that you created for the last couple of weeks, so that people who know who you are, right? Let's start with Charlene.
Okay, hello everyone. Yeah, I'm back. My name is Charlene. I was sponsored directly by Victoria going BBI this year, Coach Mine and name going platinum this year, and I'm mentored by Phil and Luna going diamond this year. Yeah, so just quickly about my assignment, I already shared before, but I will read it again. So right now I have one candidate in follow-up. Yeah, and she in Houston too, studying in the University of Houston, and sees the result from networking. Yeah, and I have 7 MC1 and 5 of them from networking, and also book 2 or 3 more next week. So of course, 0.5 for San Diego. Yeah, wow. And then next week I have 2 more candidates going to Baldwin. Yeah, so very sure like I'm gonna launch 2 or 3. Like, yeah, I hope so. At least
That's
one.
Great, Charlene. Wow, Vincent, let's go. Go, Vincent.
Okay. Hi, guys. This is Vincent, sponsored by the amazing MK going BBI this July, coach and mentor by Phil and Luna going diamond this year. And a little bit about my excitement, guys. So I did 8 MG1 so far. 7 of them were from networking. So I'm just going to leave it there. So about 4 of them, they're going through materials right now, reading book, listening to audio, and I'm very excited. Most of my result this month was from networking, so we're excited to share with you. Thank you, Locke, for hosting this panel too as well.
That's amazing. Wow, we had the master in the house, guys. All right, let's go, Tate.
What's up, Rich?
The CEO.
What's up, guys? I'm very excited for this SD qualification, and as I already mentioned, I already have 9 MG1 done, and next week I'm gonna book more, and of course I'm gonna have a ball plan guest next week. And PV, you guys don't have to worry about that, okay? But yeah, pass on to the next speaker.
Wow. Let's go, Long.
Hello, guys. As Hack Terry is a great team, right? What's up, Phil Luna team?
There we go.
Wow.
All right, guys. So this is Long. On the tracking of going to San Diego of like 10 MG1. So I already did 5. 4 of them are from networking, and then booking 2 more from networking next week. Right. And then already halfway through San Diego, and I'm super excited to learn from all the leaders and all of the wisdom from you guys. And I will hunt you guys down, because I know this is the only chance and the only shot that you can learn, and to how to accelerate your business as well. Yep. So looking forward to that.
That's amazing, Long. Oh my God. Personally, for me, some excitement that I have for last about 3 weeks right here. I personally did about 11 midweek one all from networking. I mean 10 from networking,
Wow.
right? And that's why I become the host for today. And I am so excited that I can share some secret for you guys and some punchline or some, you know, something that I found out about networking that can help you and help you to definitely qualify for your SD qualification. It's going to change your business, it's going to change your life forever, right? So let's get into the all right. So what about, because I found out that behind any action, behind any hard working, is not just come randomly, right? It's have to come because the thought create the words and the word create the action, right? I want to pick you guys brain about what make you guys motivated and what's your philosophy behind your work ethic. Why you so motivated and going out there and get it done. And right, let's share with us. Before that, you know, give me whoever want to listen to our speaker, give me number one on the chat. Give me chat. Whoever wanted to listen to all the secrets, give me number one. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. Wow. I see the chats keep bombing. All right. Let's get into it. How about Charlene? Can you share with us? You know, what is your philosophy behind your work ethic and what makes you so excited going out there every day?
Okay, so to be honest with you guys, before all of my decision come around, like okay, going out and networking, I just depends on my mood. So for example, on that day, I feel like okay, because of the qualification, I want to go out, I want to have some one, I will go out. But some days kind of rainy, or I feel a little bit sick, or it's just like I have a little bit of laziness in myself, I will just stay at home and do nothing. So it's kind of weird, right? I do everything in this business depend on my mood. But later, when I go to work, because I always have the work schedule on weekend. Yeah, every Saturday and Sunday, I work from 12 to 10 p.m. So every Saturday and Sunday, I always wake up at 10 and get ready and go to work. And I never miss one day in a job, or I never slept over and never feel late to the job. And I kind of like reflect and asking myself, why I always go to work on time, why I always have the habits. It's like just like a system in myself. I wake up on time, prepare, and go to work. But I never do the same thing with my business. And I figure out is that because for my job, I have my boss. So if I not go to the workplace, right, my boss will call me, will text me and yell at me, hey, why you not here? And in this business, of course, your upline is not your boss, right? So they will never yell at you, or they will never like, hey, why are you so lazy? I will cut off your salary or anything like this, or you're not going networking, right? They will not do the things like that. So that's why no one keep you disciplined. And another thing, the second thing is when you go to job, you're already in your mind, you calculate, okay, 1 hour I make $10, or 1 hour I make $20. So 10 hour working one day, I can make around $200. And I need some money for paying for my rent, paying for the function ticket, for my food. So that's why I have to go to work for making money, right? So that's why you never miss one day in your workplace. But for this business, when you go out, you're networking, you never calculate the money you have. You just say, oh, I have to wake up, I have to dress up, I have to drive to the school, I have to go in there. It's so hot. A lot of things happen. So I have nothing after that. So that's why you just go out and networking depend on the mood. But after I reflect and I realize that I need to have the mindset is that this business is for me. I cannot just discipline in working for someone else's business and not discipline in working for my business. So whenever I wake up, I make the networking habits become like a job habit. So I wake up from Monday to Thursday, I always go networking. And I think, okay, so if you don't go networking, you will lose $200 from your platinum check after 2 years. You networking consistency. So that's why right now networking for me is just like a job. I go every single day.
So
talk to people every single day.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just not like okay. Sorry?
So you gotta make your business become your job. If you want to commit into it. I mean, some of the thing I realized that why your boss remind you to go to work. You know why? because that they remind you to build their dreams. So
Yes.
that's why they taking initiative, right? They call you, hey, you know, wake up and build my dream. And that's how you have somebody remind you to go to work. And how about your business? How about your dream? Who remind you,
Yes.
right? Who taking initiative? If not you, then who? Right? I mean, that's the mindset about, again, you gotta find out what your dream and then remind yourself, right? And you are you also the CEO of your business, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. One tips: make your business become your job, right? And and look at what you lost. All right. That's awesome. How about Long? You know, can you share with us about your philosophy when you go out there networking? What is in your mind?
That's actually a good question because, one of my weakness back then was, going outside and, just to network with people because what I fear is that, I overthink a lot because I don't know like how other people think about me, when I just break the ice with them or, I'm really scared, like, and after that, I'll be like, what are they thinking about me? Like inside their mind. And then I'm really afraid, in messing up, with the, all the contacts. And then so that's my problem with the networking. But after I got a chance like to just take a one step at a time, from saying hi to people and then to practice your masawa. But one thing that I gradually realized that how how do you connect your actions with your why, right? Like why are you doing what you're doing, or what is your why? Like I want to go to Seven Spring this year. So is the action like going to networking now connect to to the result later, right? So
Right.
am I doing the thing that connect to that result yet? And then for me, like to lower down my overthinking problem, I help. And there's like one quote that really impact me is that don't beat yourself for messing up, but pat yourself on the back for figuring out your problems and figuring out the answers of everything. And when it comes to networking, I actually think that I'm not going just going outside and then meet new people, but I actually giving out the best opportunity for the best human being who are also looking for something for their future, right? So gradually after work, I just really enjoys in going outside and then talking to other people because you don't know yet that that would be your your platinum black, or even that there will be someone that can help you figuring out a lot of your problems and then how to solve it. And then another thing is that I don't know if here any of you sometimes you doubt of you are getting result, or even when you have some negativity in your mind, and I can relate with that. And back then I feel it a lot because back then when when it comes to Las Vegas, the most MG1 that I did was only 4 MG1, and
Wow.
and it was a breakthrough for me because the thing that I realized is that your time, right? Time is a really important thing. It can help you to realize the value in the actions, but it can also pass you the negativity, the unnecessary things that you can think of. So by having a lot of time, your mind just automatically generate the wavelength or the sounds that that negativity that makes you overthink a lot about all the negative cases or scenario that can happen. So that's when
So you
I
gotta
realized.
keep your mind. So you gotta keep your mind like in that vibration that you're gonna attract the right things and be positive,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think I
And
got two most important things out long. First of all, that you gotta think that you're helping people, right? The same thing with me. I'm going out there because what Amway can do for me, and I look back and say, what you gotta understand. You gotta be able to answer the question that, hey, what can the business do for you? For me, Amway can what can do for me is security, right? Job is job. Doesn't matter how much money you make out there, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, $1 million, but it's not in your control and it's not security. What if I lose that job? Who can feed my family? So Amway is a way that for me to build to have the security life. And exactly when I go out there, I'm gonna help people to secure their finance and secure their life. And that's my purpose. And that is my philosophy, going out there and help people. And the second thing that Long said about, you gotta connect. You gotta be able to connect your dream with your action. You gotta be able to connect, whatever your dream is in the future, 7th string, SD qualification, or retire your mom, retire your dad, whatever. You gotta connect that right. And
Yes.
that's the two things I pick it up from Long. And thank you, Long, so much, man. I mean, that's awesome.
Thank you.
How about let's hear from Tate, man, the
What's
CEO,
up,
man.
man? Wow. So
So the same question: what
mhm.
motivate you? What is your mind? What like you going out there? What pushing you? What make you go crazy?
So for me, success it's not about greatness only. It's all about consistency, and consistency is better than perfection. And that's when I realized that I was not perfect in the first place. And before this whole qualification, I have always thought that I do not have the quality and the ability to get MG1s and candidates through networking, because for the longest time, I have been only sending messages and I didn't really want to network because I wanted to stay in my comfort zone. And for the longest time, I have always had the habit of prejudging, negative self-talk that I couldn't make it and I wouldn't be able to sponsor, right? And part of me was saying that I could do it, but the other part was saying no. So basically, every single day, I had to battle with my own mind, right? But the changing point was when I went to the Night Owl after Kumar event in California. That night have changed me forever, because thanks to that night, I was able to see Phil's and Luna's vision, right? How will they run the team in the long run? And I saw how I will grow if I leverage this SD event, right? And one thing will lead to another, right? I'm excited to go to SD, not because of fun, but because of how I would change afterwards. And with nothing in my hand, I started to prep every single day in the duration of the 15 days before we started the qualification. And when that first day hit, I was out there with hope and faith. And I realized that those two things are the most important thing, because,
Right.
if you have faith, then everything will fall into place. And faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase yet. And it is to believe before what will only make sense after. So that is all that I had throughout the entire qualification.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow. I mean, talking about, you see, this guy, I have the positive, they operate the business on faith, right? Faith is mean that the preview of things, the unseen, something that like why God put your imagination, why you have imagination, why you have faith. Faith is when you expect the best to happen, right? And your life is what your expectation. You expect the good's gonna come out. If you expect the bad's gonna come out. And I like what Kevin says about, I mean, sometimes it's not about publication. It's not about you have fun, but it's about the person who you're gonna become afterward, right? And one of the quote that I love the most is, if you want to earn respect from people, then the first you gotta earn respect from yourself. How? You gotta win yourself every day. You gotta do the thing that you hate every day so that you can win yourself and respect yourself. Without respect yourself, nobody gonna respect you. Right? So that's what I like about Kevin. Man, you're a killer, right? So all right, let's go. We're already done with motivation. Now we're gonna get into the how and the what's, right? And this is I want to interview the guy who did around 9 million reads and books networking. And Vincent, I want to ask you the question: how do you transition from deepening to Masawa? And what do you say to make people interested? Because as a lot of people got stuck right there. I'm saying a lot of people know how to break their ice, know to have deepenings, make friends, but they don't know how to switch from deepening to Masawa. And what do you say to make people interested?
Got it.
and ask for your phone number.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. Thank you, Locke, for the question. I did notice there were a few like new people in the second session as well. If this is all new to you, I recommend getting back to your processor and asking them, how to process and filter all this information because it is quite new. But to answer your question, Locke, quite simply, this is what I struggled with before too as well, because I was always back then, I never got to like really deepen. I deepened a little bit and I jumped right into my story, which is like weird. Anyone else had that problem? You just share about the opportunity and they're like, what? Like what's this guy, what's this guy doing? So in order for me to kind of make that smooth transition, I use this phrase. You guys should write this down, right? So whenever you get to deepen, right, you ask them, oh, what's your major? What's your plan for it? And they'll share with you, right? This is the phrase that I've been using that I saw myself transitioning better, which was, I was exactly like you before. Okay, you guys should write that down. I was exactly like you before. And then from there on, I just share about what I went through and relate a bit through their story. If they're an engineer and they work, I would say, yeah, I did engineering as well. And that's why I go from there. If it's a different like thing like I never heard of, if they study art or like language or something like that, I can say, okay, you know what? I never studied that, but whatever you went through, I felt the same way where I was stuck, I was confused, but this is what I did to figure out. And then that's when you jump into your story, which is either you went through a networking event or you went through different seminars and you found your mentor who introduced to you about business concept and business opportunities. So that's one way I do it. If they're more, I'd say they're more like relating to my major, right? And that's what happened to me. I got laid off because I wasn't, or the company didn't want to support my department. So I taught them that story. I showed them like the text of like my boss, right, sending it to us. And I showed them afterwards, what I did was I couldn't just be in this major, in this field, because it's uncertain. It's ChatGPT and say that all these things happening, it's not enough just to keep working in the same field. So I need more. That's when I went out and looked for more opportunities. I attended seminars, networking events, and that was when I met my mentor. So after your story there, after you met your mentor and you asked them, for opportunity, this is what I asked them, kind of like how to get the number, like not how to get, but just give them a more like, make them think, make the prospect kind of think, which was I asked them, so what about you, right? Have you ever thought of looking into passive income? Do you do anything else on the side, right? And also help me understand, okay, have they thought about these things as well? Yeah.
Right. Wow. That's exactly the way I did it as well. So we're looking for a like-minded person, right? We're looking for people because one of the, I remember I listened to a CD, and in that CD, an IBO asked Bill Britt, how do you build why for people? How do you build why for IBO? How do you build why for downlines? And Bill Britt said that, you can't. You just, and you find the winner. You don't make the winner. You find the winner and you build the winner, become the leader. Right. And that's exactly that why we go now there. And Masawa, sometimes that you gotta find the right people, man. Just go through a number of games and learn some phrases that Vincent just said. I know how you feel. I feel the same thing. And this is what I found out. Right. And that's just some sentences gonna hit so hard. And guess what? The more common ground that you have with the candidate or with the prospect, the higher ground that you're going to build, and the more trust and more excitement, the more interest that the candidate going to want to listen to your story, because you guys are alike, right? So that's one thing about Masawa, and I want to hear of from Jalen as well. Like, so what kind of do you target in people? Do you target to invite people to the workshop, or you target people straight to business and to MG1? Like what is your market?
So to be honest, I just talk to them, and it's depend on each case, So if that person like what Vincent say or what you say, they already have the why. When I talk to them, they know about the ugly fact. They know about, oh yeah, life cannot be happen like it's only the straight and it's kind of smooth. Like it's up and down. And when I talk to them and they get the hint, so I will book them straight away into one. But some people they kind of like yellow light, I will book them to the workshop. But actually, I
what do you say?
the same with Vincent. That's the same with Vincent. But just about my mindset, it's like because before I had the same problem with Vincent too. Because when I talk to people, I really care about the result. So when I talk to them, in my head, their own intention. Oh, okay. So you have to say this, you have to say that, you have to follow the formula, type of that. So that's why when I talk to people, they feel the intention. They feel like, oh, I reached out to them for something. So that's why I have not so many results. If I meet the green line, so yeah, it's a result. But if I met the yellow line or someone, they just like, oh, this girl just try to talk to me, initiate to talk to me because of something. But then I switched my mindset. It's just like I go out and I make friends. So I go out and I talk to all the people to make friends. I have new friends in US. I have new friends in FEC. So if I talk to them and then we are new friends, right? I want to know more about my friends. So that's why I will ask questions, and it's related to deepening. Oh, what's your major? Why you choose that major? What's your aim going in life? How you feel about that major? And I ask this question to know more about them. And after sharing with them, after talking with them, I figure out these people or that person or he or she, they have something, they have some problem that the business have a solution for them. I will offer the solution by this business for them. And I will offer the solution through my story. And I start like Vincent. Oh, I exactly felt the same with you. Before I was like this, I was like that. Yeah. So to be honest, some people, when I talk to them, and then I found out their destination is different from me. So when I talk to them, right, and they share with me, oh, I'm studying nurse, I'm studying medical, and I love the feeling when I help all the people. So it's not their fault. It's not our fault. Our destination is we want to have freedom, right? And their destination, they want to help all the people by seeing them recover from the health. So that's why they know working as a nurse really tired, but they still want to do it. So it's okay. It's just their destination. So I still talk to them, and then I found out they have to stay. They have to stay awake very late to study to become a nurse. So that's the problem. They need some products. They need some solution to help them with the skin or with the health, like liver support. So that's why when I go networking, it's not only contact to MC1, contact to workshop, but sometimes actually I did my BB this month because I sold one. I sold some skincare for one of the contact I got from US. Yeah, I talked to her and I found out her destination is not matched with our destination. So that's why I share her product because she says she has problem with her skin. So that's why she bought the product for me. So in conclusion, my message is like we go out and we talk to other people, we make friends, and we find the problem, and then we offer them the solution in the business. It can be this business, it can be this opportunity, or it can be the products, anything. Yeah, because I really proud and I really love this business. So that's why when I talk to them, I always, tell them about how proud am I in this business and how strong I become, how right I become, how better I become because of this business and because of the products. Yeah. So that's what I think.
Wow. So I mean, one of the key that I found out about Masawa, right? Sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it, right? When you talk about your business, are you excited? When you talk about the products, when you talk about the business model, when you talk about your mentorship, when you're talking about your business, are you excited? Right? Can they see on your face? Can they feel your energy? Because the people, they don't listen to what you say, but they feel your voice, but they feel your energy, right? And sometimes they don't need to understand. You're gonna make them curious about what you do by staying excited about going out there and say your story. Story is the key, guys. Story is the key. You can offer them solution through your story. You can offer the products through your story, right? So Masawa, again, is about your story, and it's about you go out there with the mindset that you're gonna help people, right? And if you want to make money, you gotta become valuable. And how can you become valuable? You have to solve problems of other people. How do you solve problems of other people? Then you gotta find their problems, right? So put your interest in helping people, not yourself. And that's, if you can do that, and you're gonna win people's heart and people want to follow you, right? So that's about Masawa. And Thank you so much. For both of you that share with us, amazing Sawa and attracting people. And the third question that I have for Tate and Long, let's start with Long, right? So what did you do to make the breakthrough? What did you do to make a breakthrough and get results? Aha moments. Like what was the moment that you was finally found it? Because everybody have different situation, everybody have different time zone, whatever. But what changed and like from no result to results, and what would be that moments? And can you share with us?
Yeah, so I can, really really relate with these questions because back then I did a lot of like like terms called friendly contact, right? When you get, that numbers and then you get someone numbers and then you just like, trying to make a connection with them, but I didn't get any result. So to the point that, you are so frustrated that you have to find a solution to push through, right? Push through that frustration. So what I did is just I did go through a lot of numbers, right? By having like contact after contact after contact, and after I when I don't have the solution that I need, I keep switching, and at the end of the day, I found out something about that you have to form a formula for yourself, right? And that formula has to be yes, that formula has to be really specific for yourself, right? Make your own story, how you identify your mentor, and which different type of people, just usually, after one or two like question about deepening with them, you will find out that which type of person or which type of personality they are. You can guess by the way they present themselves, the way they talked, or the way they look. So you can try to match them with the formula you create for yourself and for each type of personality, right? And then connect about like how and what to, right? When you have your own formula, your how and what is so strong, right? That and it's really, your how and what is become to the very best that how to connect the story and how to connect their answers to the one that lead to the business like section. For example, right? When I found out that that guy is double majors, so that guy is saying that, oh, I'm doing a double majors in both finance and then nursing. I'm like, oh, I have a double opportunities, right? So you have to connect that dot into the business, right? That you have the double opportunities of making money and then the self-development. So that guys will be you. So that guy will act like, oh, like what opportunity do you have, or what are you doing right now? So that is how you connect everything together. And then but in order to do that, you have to try, right? The thing and the main point is that you have to try to see different cases and what works with you, right? And then find the loophole, right, in their answers that connect to the business part. And then that's how I form my formula, like the how and the what, what to say when they say something about their majors, what to say when they give you some tough answers like double majors, or like you started something too young, and then I already the third year, fourth year, and I don't have that experience, and I just got started, right? So how do you encounter that? So what I encountered that just say by that oh, don't worry, even with McDonald's, he started his business in his 60s, and I know that you are in the fourth year or in the third year already, so you already had the skill sets and all, and had everything with your experience. So I think you are having a really good shot into trying something new. And then I know with myself, I have the connections and the environment that that can connect for you to work professionally, or to open another door for you. So if you want to connect, like how about we exchange the contact, or maybe we can talk later, right? And then really have to try different cases, and then form your own formula, guys, because you don't know, right? Like if you are not really focused or really strong about your why, you have to make that how and what become so really easy for you to just to do to go out and to network.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly that what I found out about. That's my broke my that's make me breakthrough is that I found out you gotta be confident, guys. But how
Yes.
can you become confident? You have to be yourself.
Yeah.
You have to have your own blueprint. Like you have to have your own formula. I know that I learned so many scripts, guy. I mean, I learned, when people ask me, what do you do? I was like, I own a web-based business and I help major return store like Nike, Apple, Zara, work on the supply chain management and streamline the supply and help them to connect the supplier to the buyer, provide them number one customer service, whatever. But I'm just talking like robots. I don't really
Mhm.
understand it, and so that's why sometimes it's no emotional in that talk. But when I learn something, when I try the same thing that long try, and I work hard, I reflect, I think about a new idea, and then I create my own formula. And just say simple like people ask me, what do I do? I was like, I own a retailing store. I connect and I sign a contract with many different suppliers. But then we specialize in the premium beauty and health personal care products, cosmetics, skincare. And you know what? Doesn't matter what kind of business you do, as long as you do with women's, you can be rich. Why? How when your wife when your girlfriend said, what does she do? She shop. How about when she happy? She shop. What's he angry at you? What does he do? She shop. Right. So, and that's why the best products I'm moving right now is skincare, cosmetic, and it's going tremendous about e-commerce, man. So you gotta be confident. You gotta be yourself. Yeah. And wow, yeah, that's about what bro. And then you gotta study the script. You gotta write down, remember, read it. Sometimes you're not confident because you don't know what to say. That's it. But if you already have the script in your mind, you are like the bullet, right? So yeah, that's let's hear from Kevin's
Yeah.
Tete.
So I guess that long as he already talked about the formula and all that kind of stuff, but I will talk about different some other aspects of breakthrough as well. So let me tell you guys that the journey was not easy, and on my first few days, when I first started the SD qualification, I have tried to network for many hours on campus. I'm talking about like 5 to 6 hours. I was busy, but I was not productive, and I was still struggling with the negative self-talk that I mentioned earlier. And I had like around 15 to 20 convos and around 5 contacts and all that kind of stuff per day, but they were not really looking until the point where I found one of my most potential candidate. His name is Koi, and he's looking for business. When before I approached him, I just saw him sitting outside, and I was like, man, probably he's not gonna be interested in the business, or he's not gonna be potential. But then when I talked to him, I was wrong, because this guy
Mm,
is actually looking, and he's very serious, and he has all the business background, and he has all of the foundation. So green light people are still out there, right? It's just that we have been gone through the numbers enough. And it turns out that that person later on, I connected that person to Sasha. And it turns out that Sasha and that guy have met 6 years ago already. And they have talked
wow.
and they have went to an event together. Things like that
Wow.
happens, and you cannot predict this business. So
Right.
the more that you try to control things, the more that you're out of control, right?
Mm,
So you have to keep you have to keep your mind blank when you go out and you network and see everyone equally. And that's when I
mm,
realized that all of my worries, doubts, and negative self-talk was pointless. And
mm,
because people who are into the business is right there in front of my face already. Why do I
mm,
need to go through the whole doubting cycle again? There's no point. And that
right.
week, because I decided to give it a shot. I got 3 MG1s. And note in mind that I used to do 3 in a month. So now it's 3 in a week, which means that,
Wow.
I have met my goal for the first week when I first planned it out. And the second and the third week was scary because I still have 7 left. and I've never done 7 in just like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, right? And that's when I actually sat down and I relearned, not learn, but relearn the skill set, unlearn what I have known, but relearn the new stuff, relearn the skill set and relearn the process and the talks and the materials of Phil. He has a lot of materials, guys. So you guys just gotta use it. And I finally accepted that I still need to work on myself every single day. And my ratio went from 5 to 6 business contact to 2 business contact per MG1. And the second and third week, man, I was like, bro, if I go and I send message and all that kind of stuff, I couldn't really get a call from one of my teammates. And I got to know that person just did what, 2 to 3 MG1s per day. And I was like, bro, I cannot miss out on that. I can do it too. And because I have tried to learn every single night, the next morning when I go and then I network and everything hits, bam, 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 bam. That's when I score another 2 to 3 MG1s. Right? Yeah. So a lot of it is background work. And then when you wake up and you go to your school and all that kind of stuff, that's when you show everyone that you can do it, right? And the final breakthrough, and he talked to me. He actually saw how I network and all that kind of stuff, gave me feedback and all that kind of stuff. And at that point, when he came here, I was already okay with networking, but my whole team was not okay.
Right.
At that time, they didn't really have MGs or anything like that. And I was just sitting there. I was expecting them to know how to do it already. And Phil told me, hey, you cannot do that. You got to lead them by example. And there's 2 quotes that really hits me from Sun Tzu, from the Art of War book, was, you treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. And LV, you already know this. You cannot leave anyone behind.
Yeah.
And a leader leads by example and not force. So that's why I had to force myself to go out and, hit all these MG1s. So my goal right now is not to, qualify. Of course, I'm a qualified, but I'm trying to help my team, but also other cross line as well to qualify. Yeah, because I don't want anyone to miss out. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, right? So thank you, Kevin, thank you, Tete. What I pick up from what he's saying, number one, guys, stop judging people, right? And you don't know, just like you have 10 seeds on your hand, and how do you know that which one is gonna grow, which one gonna dead, which one not gonna grow, right? You gotta give them a chance. Give them a chance. Why you take their opportunity away? Don't look at who they are, because that's not matter. The matter who they want to become, and you don't know about their history. You don't know about who they are, right? But the only thing you can do, you can give them the opportunity for them to prove that who they want to be, right? So stop judging people and go over there to in Notion and talk to everybody, and that's how you're gonna find a winner. And one of the tips that I did, that I set the goal every day. I set my goal going out there. I have 5 conversations. Conversation mean, what does it mean to me? It means that I have to ask people, hey, are you into business? I have to check the interest, right? If I have not talked about my business, that's not a conversation. I have to do 5 conversations a day, and maybe it took me an hour or an hour and 30 minutes. And if I set that goal, I don't set the goal, get in contact. I set the goal of getting a conversation and asking 5 people. And that's when I don't judge anybody. I'm just gonna get my task done and I'm go home. All right. So that's how you stop judging people and just go for it. Right. And the second thing that Kevin said about, you gotta expose. You gotta willing to, if you want to create results, right? You gotta expose yourself and get the feedback from your mentor, from the one that who already did it, and have some result about that. I mean, it's gonna take you years to figure out your weakness, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? And the third thing is, you gotta be responsible. The more responsibility that you claim on yourself, the more motivation that you have, right? And exactly that came down, like, down, and that's how you get good at it. Yeah. And all right, so last question. All right, last question, and this is gonna be the closing question for tonight, and hopefully that you guys still awake, right? If you're still awake, give me number two. Give me number two if you want to move on to next. Wow. Okay. You guys still awake? Okay, that's good. That's good. You already have the number. You already have, the phone number. And how do you follow up with that contact? How do you come back and make the contact and become the main one? How do you turn that? Because a lot of people, I'm telling you, a lot of people, they get 20 contact, 30 contact. They don't know how to switch. They don't know how to close the deal and make it become a main. I want to hear from the master of Vincent, the man that did so many men read.
Okay, thank you a lot for the question. All right, awesome. Yeah, so quite simply, guys, so there's two kind of contact, right? There's a business contact and a workshop contact, and then friendly contact, right? So if I did a business DTM and I find out, okay, the person is looking, I literally, guys, you have to text them the same day or else they're gonna forget because they have a lot of things going on, school, work. They have to text them the same day saying, hey, I said, this is Vincent. It's nice meeting you at so-and-so. Thanks for helping me with whatever. And then I follow up with this. I follow up with, I'm gonna check back with my coach, right? On the opportunity I just told you. Keep a lookout for my message the next few days. I'll let you know if there's any good news. Okay, so that's what I share for the business part, right? And if they're a workshop, I do the same thing. Instead of saying that, I just share them, hey, I'll let you know if I know any upcoming success workshops or networking events that can help you because I really want to help you. Yeah, so that's the workshop one, right? And I'll be very straightforward, guys. Okay, it's not that for me. It's very simple because I know I struggled a lot with, especially I had a lot of friendly contacts back then, and I didn't know how to like convert them into an MG1, right? So from those guys, we still talk back and forth, and I send them a lot of pictures and of association and of workshops. Sometimes I just send them, hey, I'm for friendship contact. I just let them know I'm gonna be attending this workshop event. Do they want to come with me? Yeah, that's it. And then most of the time, I had a lot of contacts last month, right? And what helped me kind of book many of those MG1s, and of course in this month as well, it's just following up with saying, hey, it's something new that I'm trying out, right? So check back with your uplines. But I just shared, like, I just DTM'd them again. I said, hey, my coach is actually, we're looking for more, we're expanding our business and we're looking at opportunities. And right away, if they're not looking, then I will have a direct answer, right? Those are the ones I don't recommend it, right? Of course, because check with your upline of that. But I just found out that one really helped me in finding out who's serious and who's not really, serious about moving forward. Yeah, but I hope that helped.
Wow, awesome. Right. So one of the tip is that you gotta text your candidate within 24 and 48 hours, right? If not, they're gonna forget about you, right? So because they have so many things going in their life, right? And the more you do in the networking day, the more that you talk and the more that you tell your, the conversation, the longer it is, the easier that you're gonna book the real ones, right? Yeah. And let's hear from another speaker. I want to hear from Kevin's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you share with us about, how do you convert from the contact mall, like school, like what do you say to them?
So I mean, a lot of it is kind of like Vincent as well. I'm very simple as well, but the difference between me and Vincent is that when I talk to them, I try to talk about ugly facts a lot in the conversation. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you're a major, you're gonna face a lot of these things. No, I'm not trying to be like that. But I casually just talk about, oh, what's the economy is like, what is happening around us, and get there, see what they are thinking about that, right? And then I also relate to myself. Hey, I was also in the same shoes as well, but because I met this couple and now they are my mentor, like they start to help me on that kind of stuff, and I got my business going, and that has, you see, so I kind of set it up. I kind of set the stage up, and when I close it, I'd be like, hey, I don't know, but maybe I can talk to them. Maybe in the future they might be able to give you an opportunity. I'm not really sure about that for the night, and the next morning that again. Right. But first,
right.
Yeah. So
So you're gonna
that's
set the stage.
you got to set a stage, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for that part. But also, when I want to talk about the mindset part as well, because a lot of times back then I was not able to go into actual business contact, was because I was afraid that, let's say I go to a school, right? And then if I talk about the same script to many people, it's going to be overlap. And I was afraid that, hey, what if people are going to report me and all that kind of stuff. For example, the school that I go to network most of the time, and it's closest to my place, that school, I was a police cadet. So I was working for that school. I was a cadet for that school. And it's weird because whenever I come there, I see my former workers, the police officers out there. So I was a cadet, and I was afraid that, hey, these people are gonna report me. But ever since I changed that mindset, I got rid of that feeling, that fear that people are gonna report me. I was able to be very confident, and I act like a businessman. So I was able to share all the things that I know about the economy and all that kind of stuff. And I was able to, be like, hey, I have a business. If you want, I can let you know.
Right.
Yeah. So it's all about the confidence, basically.
Confidence. See, I mean, I'm telling you guys that it's networking is all about confidence. And it's all about that you gotta be fired up, you gotta be excited, right? And one of the tips from Kevin Tete, he said that you gotta set the stage at the day that you do networking. So when you go home, it's gonna be so easy that you can text them and confirm appointments. And this is what I say when I get home from my networking, right? And this is what I say when I confirm an appointment. I'm gonna say, hope that you had a good week, and I have the good news for you. Last night, I have the meeting with my business mentor, and I mentioned to him about you, who I met at the mall. Very motivated, and hungry for opportunity to start a business. And he asked me a few questions about you. I don't really sure. Do you have any plans for the weekend so that we can get together? And that's I'm telling you that I sent 6 out, 5 replies, and I booked 5 MG1. So yeah, so it's all about that. So this is when I go networking. In my mind, I'm very simple. I'm just gonna help people to start an e-commerce business. And you know how much money that they have to pay for? They have to pay to learn all that. Thousands of dollars, $5,000, $10,000, right? So for me, I'm just go out there. I'm gonna show people what they can do. About if they like to start a business. I'm gonna say, man, for now, I have so many customers, I cannot even take care of them. I'm looking for some. I'm in the process to expand my business locally, right? I'm looking to expand my business locally, so I'm looking for some good people so that I can work together with them. And I see that you have the same spirit with me about entrepreneur. Why don't we just keep in touch? And we can, not today, but maybe weekends we can get together. And I want to get to know more about you, and I'm gonna walk you through some business concept that I do, and let's see what we can do together. And it was like, yeah, man, I'm excited. There you go. And that's how when I text them at the weekends, you gotta let them know when you're gonna text them, right? So I said I'm gonna text you on the weekend to see what we can do together, and that's how I booked me and Reed. Yeah, and yeah, guys, I think that's it. And hopefully that you guys pick up some nuggets for today. And then hopefully that is going to help you guys to, qualify for SD. And once again, thank you for everybody. Thank you for the host. Thank you for our leader thank you for everybody listening to last an hour. And let's go, guys. Let's go SD qualification and make it happen, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Wow.